Hi guys, 18dap here and welcome to the latest matchday preview for the channel. It is Doncaster Rovers versus Wrexham in League 2. Let's get the video started. So guys, welcome to the latest matchday preview, Doncaster Rovers versus Wrexham, Tuesday night under the lights in League 2. If you're an existing subscriber, thank you so much for supporting the channel and continuing to do so. It is greatly appreciated. If this video has brought you to the channel and you like this sort of content, please consider clicking subscribe and sticking around. You are more than welcome. And if you are new to the channel, this is the first video that's brought you to the channel. This is a format that we go through match previews. We'll look at previous meetings between the two clubs, current form across all competitions. I choose a Doncaster Rovers player to say a few words about, and then I choose the opponent's one to watch. So I'll pick a player out from Wrexham, and I say that they're the one to watch, but as I always say, you know your club much better than I do, so if you think somebody else should be part of that conversation, get them in the comments down below. And then we finish the video off with 3 predictions, a predicted team lineup thanks to FanHub. Me and the family have got a predictions league table, so there's an update on that, and then the all-important score prediction at the very end. So without further ado, let's get into previous meetings. Donny and Wrexham faced off a total of 70 times in our history, and Rovers edged this one with 26 wins. We shared the spoils 25 times, Wrexham coming out on top on 19 occasions. So it's in Rovers' favour over the history, but looking back at our more recent 5, it's on as even really. We have to go back to 1994 in the League Cup, which was a 1-1 draw, and then the 04-05 season in League One, shared the spoils on both occasions, 2 bore draws, 0-0 in both of those games. And then in 2005 in the League Cup, it was a 1-0 win for the Rovers away from home. And then earlier this season, the first game that the two teams met, it was 2-1 to Wrexham. They came out winners, so 1 win each in the last 5 and 3 draws. So nothing really to split the two teams coming into this one tomorrow night. Current form as well, not much to split the two teams. Donny in slightly better form over the last 5 with 4 wins on the bounce and a draw just before that. Wrexham a little hit and miss over the last couple of games. We've got a win, a draw, a defeat and 2 wins on the bounce coming into this one. But for the Rovers, we continued to defy a lot of people with a win on the road at an informed Crawley on Good Friday. Fantastic performance, down to 10 men, a game that earlier in the season we'd have probably lost, and it just shows the turning form that we've had over the last couple of months. And we are currently top of the form table across the last 12 fixtures, 7 wins, 3 draws and 2 defeats in those 12. And I'm just wondering if we can continue that fantastic run of form into the end of the season and into a positive summer, and hopefully a really positive season next season. But it could end even more positively this season, because it's crazy to think how quickly football changes. So you go back 12 games and we were tonked 5-1 at home, very depressed. Stockport absolutely battered us on the day. We didn't lay a glove on them really, even though we scored. It was not a great game to watch. And then we went down to Sutton, who were bottom of the table at the time, and we went 1-0 down there, and at that point you think we're staring relegation in the face, time ticking away, and then we managed to get a lifeline, 90+6 penalty. We put that away. We're now mathematically safe after 11 games after that, 10 or 11 games after that, mathematically safe, and we're only 8 points away from the playoffs, and we've got 2 games in hand over 7th placed Gillingham. So crazy things have happened in football. I don't think we are in a position to get into playoffs this season, but hey, the hope is there. If we win tomorrow night against Wrexham, who knows, it could be well and truly on. But yeah, it just shows the change in football, where 12 games ago, 11 games ago, I was expecting a real tough end to the season where it was nervy up until the final game, and we're mathematically safe now, so pressure's off. The lads can just go out and play football, which is great. Wrexham though, still got plenty of work to do if they're to achieve their goals this season. Good return to the Football League so far. They've got clear sights not only on promotion, but with 6 games to go, they're only 1 point off of top spot. Stockport do have a game in hand over Wrexham, but yeah, top spot is well within the reach of Wrexham at the minute. Only 9 defeats all season, And when putting that into perspective and comparing it with Notts County, who they went toe-to-toe with last season, it does show the difference in the two teams, with Notts County currently in 16th with 19 defeats this season, and I had Notts County as being potentials for up there challenging, and it's just not quite happened for them this season, whereas Wrexham have pushed on, ridden the crest of the wave and continue to do well. A huge result for Wrexham last time out as well, beating, in my opinion, one of the best teams in the league, Mansfield, 2-0, which has really tightened the picture at the top of the table. So Wrexham will be looking for maximum points taken away from the Eco Power tomorrow night. Hopefully our run of form continues and we are a speed bump in Wrexham's journey to League One. On to player profiles. So for this one I have gone with a double header. You've got Zane Westbrook and Ben Close in this video, both midfielders, and the reason I've gone with both is they've both signed extensions on their contracts this week, and to be fair, it's two players that I'm quite surprised to have seen contract extensions announced. They're both here until the summer of 2026, so 2-year extensions for both, and there's no doubting that both players have got ability, but for me, my concern is the condition of both players and their injury records since they've been with Doncaster. It's a risk in my opinion, but one that we've got to trust Grant McCann and his team with, and I think possibly having both competing for a position could be good. It could be positive because you can manage both of the workloads, the amount of time that they're out on the pitch, and use both when one's at the best condition and the best fitness. If one's kind of feeling a little tight or something like that, the other comes in and fills in. So we've got two very good players. There's no doubt in that. I'm just one where I would have preferred the money that is put on these two contracts maybe reinvested in somebody similar to Owen Bailey, who's played 50 games this season. It's been a quality addition to the squad. I'd sooner see that, but that's just my personal opinion. But like I say, I think we've got to trust the process. I don't think Grant's really steered us wrong, or too often in the past. So I think we've just got to trust it, and hopefully I'll be very happy to be proven wrong. And Zane and Ben have a really good season with the new physio and the medical team. That may be having a positive impact on players' conditions as well. So only time will tell, but I've got reservations about both of the contract extensions. Two very good players though. Moving on to the opponent's one to watch. So as I said at the start of the video, you know your club much better than I do, so if there's somebody else that should be in the conversation, I know Wrexham have got quite a few decent players on the books, get them in the comments down below, but I've gone for the obvious in Paul Mullin. Fantastic player, absolute cheat code for this level. 29 years old, centre forward, 20 goals across all competitions this season. I think he scored 46 or 48 last season. Absolute goal machine over the last couple of years. But his career, 426 appearances in and around this level, with Cambridge and Tranmere. I think he had a bit of time at Swindon as well, if I'm correct. But yeah, 178 goals, 32 assists. I think he's the key man. Shut him out, keep him quiet, and we've got a really good opportunity to continue our good run of form. But obviously you've got McLean, there's Fletcher, there's a few players that could cause us problems tomorrow night, but I've singled out Paul Mullin for the obvious reasons. Absolute fantastic striker. Shame he's in solid red and not red and white hoops. On to my predicted team lineup. So this is thanks to FanHub. If you've not downloaded the app yet, please go ahead and do so. Plenty of features to get stuck into, and you get rewarded for following your team up and down the country as well. I use it for predicting the team lineup, and I've had to make a change in this one because obviously Tom Anderson got sent off at Crawley, so that's the only change I'm making. I think I'm probably pretty close with this starting 11 for tomorrow night. Low Tatala in goal, the back four of Sterry, Olowu, Wood and Maxwell. Midfield three of Bailey, Craig and Biggins, with Adelaide, Molyneux and Ironside making up the front three. And hopefully, like I say, the form continues and we get 3 points and the hope of playoffs continue. Onto the Predictions League table. So if you're new to this, me and the family predict the scoreline for every single league game. If we get it spot on, it's 3 points. If we get the outcome of the game right but not the scoreline, it's 1 point. Get it completely wrong, it is no points. And I went with a defeat against Crawley. My dad went with the good old Desmond 2-2. Chris and Max went with wins but didn't get correct scores, so 1 point added to each one of those. So Chris has now just behind, well, I say just behind me, 10 points behind me on 22 points in second. I'm top on 32 points, Max in third on 21 points, and my dad holding us all up on 12. So yeah, I'm still confident that the trophy is coming home. And that takes me on to the all-important score prediction, and it's a tough one to predict. Obviously, recent scores between the two recent meetings have been relatively close. I don't think this will be any different. I think one goal will win it either way. I'm just a bit of a pessimist. a good run will come to an end at some point, and obviously Wrexham are a very good team. I thought the good run would end against Crawley away from home. We're stronger at home than we are away, but I still think the good run will end tomorrow night, unfortunately, and it'll scupper all hopes of playoffs, the slight hope that there is. I'm going with a 2-1 prediction again in Wrexham's favour. I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping that the hope is still there come the end of the game tomorrow. But that's where I'm going to leave this one. If you've enjoyed it, stick a big thumbs up on it for us. Comments in the section down below. Stay tuned on the channel for the match day vlog coming out tomorrow night. If you haven't already, please click subscribe, and all that's left for me to say is thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.